That introduction was so long, and Maureen, I appreciate that. That was about a 5-minute introduction, and that's the speech, so I guess I can sit down now. I had a fantastic summer, and it's probably different than what you think. I had a fantastic summer because I learned so much, and I love learning. And at the beginning of the summer, I decided my focus was going to be on Native American Indians. So I started by going to museums, historical sites in the area, such as the Mahaffey House in Olathe, a wonderful museum, the Shawnee Indian Mission in Fairway. And then I read a lot, went online, books, and I decided that I needed to take some travel time. So I went to the 4 Indian reservations that are still in Kansas. And 3 of them are north of Atchison. And they are the Kickapoo tribe, and they are the Fox and Sac tribe, and they are the White Cloud tribe of the Sioux. So I visited all 3 of them, as well as the 4th tribe, which is north of Topeka. And that is the Prairie Band of the Pawnee tribe. And in visiting them, I learned a tremendous amount, and I will share that with you. But I also went to Wichita, wonderful Native American museum there, went to St. Louis area, and even decided, what the heck, go to Cherokee country, which is in Oklahoma. So those were the places that I went to. Let me talk to you, first of all, about my visit White Cloud Reservation, which is north of Atchison. And I went in there on a Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I said, I go to the tribal office and say, is there anyone around here who could talk to me about your history and where you are now and what your future is, and you know, what would you do with a person like that? And the person says to me, I have just the person that wants to talk to you, and that's Charles. So Charles invites me into his office, and he starts, and I say to him, first of all, Charles, tell me what I should call you. Would you like to be called First People, First Immigrant, Native American Indian? What term is it, Red Man? And he said, I am Charles. I am member of the White Cloud Sioux. That's what you call me. The tribe is very, very important to me. And in the course of our conversation, I said, what is it that you want me to remember? And he said, I want you to remember that we are survivors. We are still here, and we will always be here. And he said, the other thing I want you to remember is we are not cookie cutter people. We are unique. The White Cloud Sioux are different from the Potawatomi. We have different religions, we have different customs, we have different languages. The second man that I talked to was Thomas, and he's from the Potawatomi tribe that is north of Topeka. And Thomas is Mr. Ambassador, Mr. Personality. He just takes over a room. And so again, when I did my introduction, said, so if someone around here who would like to visit with me, the woman says, Thomas has been waiting for you. So I went in and visited with Thomas, and he had story after story. And I know enough about the history, but both these gentlemen confirmed it. They never wanted to come to Kansas. They were forced to come to Kansas, and they were forced because of the 1830 Removal Act, where we, the white Caucasians, decided they needed to move from their sacred homeland and make room and move west of the Mississippi River. And that was in 1830 under Andrew Jackson. But Mr. Ambassador said, I have a story for you, Anita. You need to hear this story. I said, yes, Thomas, what is it? And he said, I know former Governor Brownback, and he visited our tribe not too long ago when he was still governor. And I had a big map in my room right here, as you see. And this was our original reserve land, and you can see it has shrunk. and become smaller and smaller. And I said to the governor, and looking at the big one, the original one, I said, do you know what that red dot stands for? And he said, no, Thomas, I don't. And he said, that represents the governor's mansion in Topeka that is on our sacred land that we were originally given and forced to, when we were forced to come to Kansas. And the governor said, oh, I didn't know that, but I'm glad to know that, Thomas. And Thomas said, well, I want you to know, because you're on our land, we would really appreciate if you would send your rent to us. So, anyway. The two things that I learned from these gentlemen and from my readings is the concept of tribe is very important to them, and the concept of language. And there are over 500 tribes in the United States that are federally recognized, and I just gave you 4 of them. And you talk to any of them, and it's that tribe, that pride, that dignity of who we are as a people. We are Potawatomis, we are White Cloud, we are Kickapoos. The other thing that is incredibly important to them is their concept of land. Land is sacred. Land is to be revered. It's not to be owned. It's not to be possessed. It's not to be cut up in little parcels. But it is to be respected because it was given to us by the Great Spirit. And the Great Spirit created Mother Earth. And what does a mother do? A mother nurtures us, protects us, takes care of us. And our obligation is to do the same, to be protectors of this great earth. And so we, the white people, have an entirely different concept. We want to parcel it off, we want to own it, and we have this piece of paper called a deed, and the deed says, this is ours. They go, it's not yours, it's part of the great Mother Earth. In conclusion, I want to say the Native Americans are not perfect people, but they're wonderful people, and especially with their concept of tribe and land. And one of the things that they say is that if we lack respect for our land, Mother Earth, we lack respect for ourselves. Thank you.